Hello and welcome to today's webinar. This is Allyse Sedivy, and today we're going to be talking about the three-way builder follow-up call. Now, you should have already listened to the three-way potential builder call. That'll make a lot more sense. This is kind of part 2 to this call. And once you've had your first call, you set up another call in 3 days or so, and let them think about all the exciting things that you talked about. Let them kind of chew on it for a little bit and be anxious to get on this call. And now we're going to go into the follow-up call and how to actually take that person from being interested in the business to actually having a plan to build the business. So you start the call by referring to something they said in the previous call. So for instance, if you listen to my previous call, I talked about a woman that lived on a cow farm, and she was nervous about the calves being taken away from the moms, and it was a really hard week coming up. And so I would start my call with, how was it? Like, was it as bad as you thought it was with the calves being taken away? Something like that builds a lot of trust and credibility, and it allows you to go back to the same place you were on the first call, where you connected, where they felt important, they're not a number, and that you really, really listened. And once again, this call is where you need to talk on this call a little bit more, not just listen. On the first call, we just asked questions and we listened. This call, you need to talk just a little bit more, not just listen, but not too much. They're still, you're still going to listen well, but you're going to talk a little bit more. Okay, let's get into step 1. So step 1 is now they've had 3 days to think about, the dreams that they told you about, and how much money they said that they wanted to make, and the timeline they said they wanted to do it in, and also how many hours they'd be willing to put in. And what I've found is that if you give them a couple days to chew on it, they get realistic themselves. They start thinking, well, maybe I don't need to make $10,000 a month. Maybe I could make 6, and that would be great. Or maybe it doesn't have to happen in 12 months. Maybe I could wait actually 2 years, 24 months. Or how about this? Well, I told her that I would do maybe 10 hours a week, but honestly, I could find at least 15 to 20. So they start in their minds getting realistic, and you start with this question. Okay, I've been thinking about you and the goals and dreams you shared with me. I'm really excited about what you've told me, and I have a question to ask you. Would you like me to be realistic with you today, or tell you what you want to hear? Now, I literally have never had anyone on the call say to me, just tell me what I want to hear. It just doesn't happen, right? And so it almost builds a little bit more trust, because they feel like, okay, she's not just going to blow smoke. She's really going to be realistic with me and tell me the truth and tell me what can really happen. And so they always say, no, be realistic with me. I love that. So not quite yet. And right after you ask that, say, we've watched a lot of people build this business, and we've seen many people become successful in this business. And if you just started the business, you can say, there have been a lot of people build this business, and many people have become successful with this business. You don't have to say we, right? So let's start over. We've watched a lot of people build this business, and we've seen many people become successful in this business. We've been able to gather averages with thousands of people building the business to see how long it takes and how much time they put in on a weekly basis and how much money they make as a result. Now, I don't think I'm average, and I don't think you're average, and together I definitely don't think we'll be average. But it's good to have these averages so we have a good starting point. So basically, you're basically telling them, hey, we're going to just go off of some company averages of how much time people put in, what they make, and how long it takes. And people love this. They feel like, okay, I can ground myself in something, right? So step number 2. Step number 2 is, okay, talk about business goals. So we'd want to say here something like, okay, let's look at your goals. You told me you'd like to be earning $1,000 within 3 months. And if I look at the chart that of company averages, that's about, and then you give them the rank. Now let me show you. I have a cheat sheet for you right here. We're going to go to the cheat sheet really quick. This is what you're going to be using. So right on this, it says the rank, weekly time spent to reach the rank, time to reach rank, so the weekly time, and then how many months, right? Weekly time spent to maintain the rank, because maintaining a rank is a lot easier than reaching a rank, right? The average monthly income and the expected income new to rank. So the expected income when you get to the rank is very different than the average income that the company posts, because we don't want to be telling people, hey, you know, when you go diamond, you'll make 16,000. That's the average, but a new diamond makes less than that. Does that make sense? So here, if we go back to this question of I want to be earning $1,000, right, in 3 months, let's look down here. So $1,000, go to your chart, right? And if you go over to expected income when you hit the new rank, you'll see that $1,000 is a premier. And then you'll see over there, time to reach rank is 3 to 6 months. So that would be very doable, right? But if she told me, hey, I just want to put 10 hours a week into the business, then with the hours we're below the average. So we have a little bit of an issue here, right? So you can do this with a lot of different things. Let's just use this chart really quick and say, all right, this person wants to make $5,500 because he wants to replace his income, okay? So $5,500, and he wants to do it in 12 months, and he wants to put, 25 hours a week. So go to the money over here. $5,500 would probably be about a platinum. And go over to the months. Ooh, usually it's 23 months to hit platinum. So he's half that. He wants to do it in 12 months. And he says he has 30 hours to put in. So he's not putting enough hours, and he's, not giving enough time to hit that rank. See how this chart can really help you when you're navigating this call, and to just give people a realistic expectation, right? So let's move on really quick. The averages chart also tells us that their target rank typically takes X number of months to achieve. So to be realistic, one of these numbers needs to change. And we know that. We have to have that conversation about changing a few things. So this is how you say it. And you don't tell them what they have to change, because it's not your life, it's their life, right? You basically say, either you could increase the hours you work or increase the length of time it will take to get there. And it should say in here, or, right? So it's hours, time, or be willing to make less money. And then you say, what would you be willing to adjust? And you need to let them answer this, because maybe the time, the length of time is the most important thing for them. Maybe they're getting kicked out of their house in 3 months and they have to have more money. So they're not going to come down in the money, and they think, they can't come down in time. So they think, you know what, I'm just going to have to put more hours into the business. Or maybe the hours is the biggest thing that you need to be worried about. Maybe maybe their wife just had triplets and they absolutely only have 15 hours a week, period, right? So maybe they think, well, I could just take a little bit longer to get there. Or, maybe we could just be happier with a little less money. So you let them answer this and tell them to adjust the numbers so they fit into the averages. So now, step 3, you need to set a goal, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to adjust the numbers until you have a realistic goal. So for instance, okay, so you want to do 10 hours a week, and in 3 months, and you want to be making $1,000 per month. You might want to say, would it be okay if we made that goal 15 hours instead of 10? because we need to either adjust your hours or the months, or maybe, you know, how much money you're going to make. And you ask them, which one do you want to adjust? And maybe you suggest, well, maybe we go 15. And the reason why is, go back to this chart again. If they want to make $1,000, that would be a premier. It takes 3 to 6 months, so that's fine, but they need to be putting 15 hours a week in. And something I really want to make really clear here is this. If someone says they want to put fewer than 15 hours a week into building a business and they want to create momentum, I usually say, and this is true, I have never seen anyone make significant residual income working fewer than 15 hours a week. 15 hours is really the minimum time to gain the momentum you'll need. Now, I've seen sharers that can make money here and there and that are, you know, elites and things like that. But to make a significant residual income, you really need to be investing 15 hours a week to get them to work off that momentum and keep it going. Settle on a goal and a time frame. So together you kind of figure out, okay, well, this is what I feel good about, and this is the time frame, and they'll feel positive about it. Like, settle on something they feel positive about, right? And they feel like, okay, that seems realistic. And then I love to tell them, hey, we're going to try and overshoot the goal. I mean, you're not average and I'm not average, so let's try and overshoot it. But this is our baseline, right? And most people will be super, super happy with this. Step 4. So this is where you need to actually give them a plan. A 30, 60, and 90-day plan. So you literally start at the very beginning of the business by making a list, rating the people on the list, telling them how we rate the people. Just when they're brand new, a lot of these things are eye-opening to them, and it's enough at the very beginning saying, hey, we've done studies, and we know the 7 qualities that we're looking for people that do really well. These are the 7 qualities. Put your list together. We're going to rate this list. Then we're going to have a plan of how to contact all of them. And then I'm going to show you how to sample and invite, you know, and just that right there, they think, okay, they totally know what they're doing. So you're going to teach them to sample, follow up, and invite properly. And then I always use 6 weeks to elite. That program, 6 weeks to elite, when they launch their business. Now, we're going to be going over in great detail 6 weeks to elite, so you can hang on until then. And actually, on my phone right now, I am going to look up for you, for those of you that just can't wait, exactly what mentor call. You can go to Daily Mentor Calls, and it is 6 weeks to elite. Hold on just a second, I'm almost there. It's Daily Mentor Call number 40 that you can go to. And if you've gotten this webinar and you aren't on the Daily Mentor Calls, jump on to dailymentorcalls.com, and it will take you from the beginning of the business of properly sampling, following up, inviting, building, getting people on LRP, building an incredible business, finding builders, the whole bit. It gives you everything. So just as a wrap up, I have a plan for people that want to go elite in 2 months, or they want to go silver in 2 months, or they want to go platinum in 2 months, or a diamond. I just barely help somebody go diamond in 1 month, right? And by the way, it's the exact same building pieces. It's how to get to elite. You know, you can either go 6 weeks to elite and you're elite, or you can do it 3 times with 3 different builders that you find and you're silver, or you can do it 12 times with 12 different people on your second level if you're finding them quick, and you're diamond. It all builds on top of each other. But you need to understand the building blocks and get very, very good at them. So this, my friends, is basically the follow-up call. And, let me go back. This is the follow-up call. And I'm going to say goodbye right now because I hit something wrong. And for all of you that know me, know that I'm really, really not tech savvy. So I hope you have a great day, and thanks for coming on the call with us. Bye-bye.